Hey gang, happy weekend. I'm actually in the middle of a crazy big edit with a pretty tight timeline, but my Mac was at 2%, so I thought I would take a break and have a little fun here with you guys and then get back to it after it charges. So let's recap. We do know that Daniel was in England. He was having really weird dreams. He was having headaches, and they went on a field trip to Pendle Hill, where reportedly there were witches that were put to death by hanging. And when he got there, his headache got worse, and he ended up kind of having sort of a vision and passing out. And that led him to be in the hospital for almost 2 weeks. It was like 9 days. His mom came from the States, and they actually ended up returning home. And since he's been home, he's been seeing doctors, what I'm assuming is psychiatrists, because they have him on a ton of medication to help him sleep, and I'm gonna guess like antipsychotics. I think he's a little crazy, which he's not. He says he's just tired because he can't sleep because of the dreams. And then there was a piece in there that it looked like he was spirit writing, because it was in the handwriting of an old woman who has a granddaughter and is a witch. And she was talking about potentially putting a spell on her granddaughter's intended or crush, I guess. So he's at home now. He's seeing doctors, he's being medicated, he's super tired, and that's where we left off. So let me look on the page. I should probably bookmark this, huh? Let's see. Sorry. Yes, okay. Here we go, September 27th. I got in trouble at school today. Everybody knows I came back early, and today Lonnie McAllister and his stupid buddies came up at lunch and started calling me a psycho and a little baby. I walked away, but they kept following me and yelling at me and started pushing me around, saying, pissy baby, little baby pisses himself. I get so mad I grabbed my thermos and chucked it at him, and it bounced right off his forehead. Then they started wailing on me, and I turtled up on the ground, and Mr. Merritt ran up and broke it up. Then Lonnie came up and whispered, after school, I'm gonna beat you up. I'm gonna kill you. So I got my stuff after the bell, and I saw them waiting by the door. So I snuck up by the gym, and one of his buddies was waiting for me there. He held me until the others showed up, and they pushed me around and slapped me until the teacher saw and yelled at them, and I just ran home as fast as I could. Why can't they just leave me alone? I never did anything to them. I hate them. I wish they would die and go to hell and have devils torture them. September 28th. I'm scared. Lonnie and his buddies weren't at school today, and nobody knows where they are. All the kids were saying different stuff about it. I didn't tell them about the dream I had. I was back in Pendle Hill like before, but Lonnie and his friends were there too. They were chasing me around, and the old lady was there. But then I ran under the archway of branches, and something weird happened, because then I was chasing them, and the old lady was with me, now doing some sort of trick, and they were screaming and twisting, and then we were all falling into... I don't know what they were falling into. Okay, so there is a picture of a running man going into a doorway. And then it says screaming and twisting, and they were all falling into, and then there's 2 pages missing. And a bunch of pictures of candles and candelabras. And it looks like there's a clipping here, so we're gonna look at it. It is Kansas City, Tuesday, April 6th, 1890. Lunatic escapes with deadly conscience. Mr. Trevor Hull, patient at the local Kansas Insane Asylum, escaped this past Saturday evening. A manhunt began with such haste as the man was described as delusional and dangerous by hospital staff. The efforts of the local constabulary were too late, however, as by the time Mr. Hull was found, he had already committed a murder worse foul. He was discovered by searchers in the garden of the home of Mr. Lionel Noel. He had taken a rope from the tool shed of Mr. Noel, tied with it a hangman's noose, and strangled the poor unfortunate man to death. Mr. Hull claims to have no memory of the events in question, but given his psychiatric history and the fact that he was found with a rope in his hands, little doubt can exist as to his guilt. The trial is to begin as soon as Mr. Hull has been processed by the judicial system. Wow, okay, so this is 1890. And Mr. Noel, that's interesting because the woman's granddaughter, her crush, his name is Knowles. So, all right, so there's 2 pages missing. We don't know what happened there. And it picks up, I'm assuming this is a different day, but I don't know for sure. Heard Mom and Dad talking, so I hid around the corner and listened. Dad sounded mad, talking about that goddamn trip, saying this is all her family. This is always her family. Mom just sounded sad and upset and kept talking about a doctor in the city. I think I must have made a noise or something, because then I heard Mom say, "Honey, are you there?" And then they got really quiet and I snuck back to my room. Allison caught some, okay, so this is in a different penmanship handwriting also, so I'm assuming he's not himself while writing this again. Allison caught some conies this morning and we baked them into pies for supper, a special treat. She's got a nose for game and I gave her two new pins as reward. I will have to go round to that John Law for more pins soon, and if he's wise, he'll not give me any guff like last time. You see, John Oldways is good ways. Yes, they are. I always told you that even if you never listened, I learned from my Gram, and Elizabeth learned from me, and we will pass all on to Jeanette. Things have turned around in this house since Elizabeth and I helped Jeanette with the Noel boy. No more crying and wailing. She's been so happy, she's beaming. And Mark, he is polite and sweet as can be. Now he's had some medicine. Elder Noel, now he is not so content. Seems to think his boy too good to spend time with the likes of Device. Seems not to appreciate how a heart can twist and turn with a little moon. With a little moon help and the right symbols. Been making noises around town. You know how, as I cannot abide these that gossip, but no one hears things. Yes, one does. Best to keep ears and eyes open for trouble, is my feeling as trouble got its ears and eyes open for you. All right, so I'm guessing that this is actually Jeanette's mother, the Graham's daughter, and they keep using the word device. I'm gonna guess that it's a witch. Back in the 1800s, I'll have to look that up. I don't remember that from my Salem witch trials research that I did. But okay, so one more, and then we'll be left off for tomorrow. So this is October 1st, and it's back in Daniel's handwriting. I'm not going crazy. I'm not. I can't be. Why aren't the pills helping? They're supposed to help. She never leaves me alone now. I wish I could tell Mom and Dad, but I can't. She won't let me. She's mean. She's here right now, and I'm fighting her. Okay, this is an interesting drawing. It's like someone floating in air, trying to get at him, someone else standing over him. So there. All right, I'll do one more day. October 12th. So it's 11 days later. I've got to get control of myself. I'm losing who I am. I got sent back from school again. Kids are scared of me now. I try to talk to James and Corey and Jody, and they say, hey, how's it going? But they can't listen, and they won't listen. Mom picked me up from school again. I don't want her to. They show me the scribbles, and I don't remember them. Help me, God. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Help. Okay, the scribbles. I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's the runes that he's been drawing in here and probably everywhere. Okay, so that was kind of nuts. Interesting to see what happens tomorrow. So he's not sleeping. This woman keeps tormenting him, and things are going bad at school. This woman, or women, more than one now, talking through him in the journal, and that's what we know. So we're going to pick up on October 21st tomorrow. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day. See you later.